Hello, my name is Shelby Reagan. I work as a paraprofessional at a Title I elementary school pursuing my degree in elementary and special education. I see myself working in an upper elementary setting as a special education teacher providing pull-out and small group instructional services. After viewing the GCU's uh, resources on virtues and character education, I reflected a lot about what kind of educator I want to become and what kind of classroom I want to create for my students. For personal virtues that I think I personally possess, an intellectual virtue would be I reflect a lot. I spend a lot of time thinking about what works for students and what does not work. I think working in special education, that is really important because something that works for one student isn't what is going to work for the next. Working in education has humbled me to see what kind of struggles students are facing on an everyday basis. Reflection really just helps me adjust what I'm doing with students to help it meet them where they are at. A moral virtue I strongly value is compassion. I believe every child deserves patience and understanding and grace. Students are human before they are any sort of test grade or behavior chart. I also believe that clean slates are important. Even adults make mistakes. As a wife and as a parent, I understand how important forgiveness and clean slates are in healthy relationships. We are all imperfect and deserving of kindness and value. Compassion is a way to help students feel safe and comfortable enough to learn. A civic value I possess is community awareness. I can see students carrying different expectations and struggles and when they come to school, and they all require different emotional needs, and I want students to feel comfortable being themselves completely when they walk into my classroom. I want there to be it's calming, and there's warm lightings, and there's plants and motivational sayings, and really just a comfortable atmosphere for students to learn. Something I say quite often to my students is that everything is figure outable. I think that reminds students that growth takes time and mistakes are part of learning. Of performance virtue I possess is perseverance. Working full time in education while pursuing my degree has required a lot of determination on my part. Many students also need repeated opportunities and encouragement before completing something in general. This year, there was a third grade student that when she started the year, she could not do any count bys. And now, after what feels like forever, we're counting by twos, fives, tens. And that kind of slow growth is really hard, but also that perseverance is important. Um, but it was a huge accomplishment for her, definitely, when we were able to do that. Progress over perfection is also something I say quite often. Um, some the virtues I believe that are most important as an educator are compassion, patience, reflection, and perseverance. These virtues align closely with Imagio Dei, because Imagio Dei recognizes the worth of students, of children, and that everyone deserves to feel valued regardless of their academic ability, their behavioral struggles, or learning disabilities or background. I believe students remember the way that teachers make them feel. Character to me means that students are growing not only academically, but also emotionally and socially as well. I think schools spend a lot of time teaching other students how to treat other students, their friends. And I think we also need to be teaching self compassion. I think that's extremely important. Students need to learn empathy towards others, but also towards themselves. I believe character formation happens through the modeling of the teacher and the relationships that the teacher possesses and the reflection that the teacher is doing. I like to use PBIS as a character strategy. I believe behavior should be approached as like a learning opportunity instead of a punishment. Students should be able to repair their mistakes and move forward. They shouldn't just, everything should be wiped clean after they repair their mistakes. Small groups is another way to build character. It's a way to have a really good relationship and get to know, have a stronger relationship with students, and you're able to differentiate a lot easier and provide emotional safety in a smaller group setting. I also I would love to use classroom jobs as a way for everyone to feel they hold value and they're able to collaborate with one another and feel important and meaningful within the classroom. I plan to continue to develop my character through podcasts, TED Talks. I love listening to that to stuff like that. What works for other teachers, maybe different phrasings or different sayings that I can use. I never want to stop learning how to better approach my students socially, academically, emotionally. Overall, I just want my students to feel calm, included, and respected by me. I want them to know that they're valued and that they're capable, and mistakes are just part of life. That's all. Thank you.